Now that we've covered the elements of individual references, we need to put them all together into a reference list. Again, I can't cover every possible situation, so looking into the manual and on the APA-style website will be necessary. As a reminder, the elements of each reference entry in order are author, date, title, and source. Those elements are separated by periods and a space to help scan the entries. The reference list is composed of individual references and should be incorporated into pretty much every type of academic work. These entries should only be works that you are citing in your work. In written essays and papers, this list should be on its own separate page with the label References at the top, bolded and centered. For slideshows or videos, the references are on their own slide and come at the very end of the presentation. On posters, create a section for references and typically place it in the bottom left corner. Individual entries should be left aligned with a hanging indent, meaning the second, third, or more lines of a reference should be indented half an inch. The entries should also be uniformly double-spaced without extra spaces between entries. Now, you won't always see this exact formatting in published journal articles because many employ their own formatting for the sake of space, but student work should follow these guidelines. Regardless of other formatting choices, the order that reference entries come is alphabetical by the first word of the entry. This is typically the author's name, but in the rare occurrence that there is no personal author or group author, you move the title of the work in front of the date. More common complications to order will be that you have authors with the same name, in which case you use their initials to maintain alphabetical order, or you could have multiple works by the same author, in which case you order them by date, starting with the earliest, coming first, and ending with the most recent. If you have works with both the same author and the same date, use the title to alphabetize and add a lowercase a to the date in the first entry, a lowercase b to the date of the second entry, and so on. This letter notation will also be used in the in-text citations, so there is no ambiguity about which work is being cited. This is an example of what a reference slide would look like. I've titled it as References and notice the format of hanging indents and double spacing. The list is alphabetized by the author's names. Pretty simple. So let's take a look at a more complicated example. In this journal article, their published reference list looks a lot longer than you might see in a traditional student work. Notice that it is alphabetically listed and that there is a hanging indent, though the double spacing has been removed for sake of space. I've highlighted a couple of examples of more complex alphabetical order that are found in this list as well. On this first page of references, both sets of the DeWitt and Howley entries have been ordered by date, with the earlier date being listed first. Hall S has two entries, but on the first they are the solo author, while on the second they are the first listed co-author. This co-authored work is listed second because it follows the standard alphabetizing rule, nothing before something, or the reason why chick comes before chicken in a dictionary. On this second page, we have two examples of entries with the same lead author with different co-authors, so the second author's name is alphabetized as well. Let's take a look at the example reference list we've been working on. Notice the format of the page. The references labeled at the top, double spacing between all of the lines on the list, and the hanging indent. And this hanging indent really helps you kind of scan the list. The entries are in alphabetical order from A to V in this case. In the middle of the list, I've added a couple of extra entries to show some of the complications of alphabetical order. There are 3 works from the National Institute of Mental Health. The first was published in 2023, so it comes first. The second 2 have the same publication date, so I used the titles to maintain alphabetical order and added lowercase letters to differentiate when it comes to in-text citations. Thank you for watching. Please see other videos in this series for more APA content.